For joining me with all those details. And now moving on to the gold prices, viewers. NewsX, of course, is the only channel that is getting you consistent updates on the gold prices. And our gold prices have seen a marginal decrease of 1 rupee since yesterday as prices continue to move in a tight range. This comes after gold has surged yesterday, tracking a rebound in international markets following a brief price correction overseas. Gold prices today stand at rupees 1,22,450 per gram per 10 grams, viewers. For 24 carat, of course, it's at rupees 1,12,240 per 10 grams. And for 22 carat gold, of course. Now, let's in fact compare gold prices today to prices yesterday, the week before, last month and last year. All right, viewers. So, this is, of course, viewers, dominated by a lot of factors. The change in gold prices is dominated by a lot of factors. And our guest, of course, Dr. Sharad Kohli, will be joining us very shortly. Now, gold prices per gram, viewers, today versus yesterday. Let's look at yesterday first for 24 carat. It's at a 12,246 and today it's at a 12,245. So, not hardly a jump. 22 carat is 12,246 and today we're at a 11,224. 18 carat 9,184 and 9,183. So, you can see the variation in the different carats. Can we have the next slide, please? Today versus last week would be the 29th of October was 24 carat was 12,240 and here we have on the 5th of November 12,245. 22 carat on the 29th of October was 11,220 and now we're at an 11,224. 18 carat was 9,180 and now we're at a 9,183. So, of course, viewers, as we're seeing that different carats would have a different variation. Now, today versus last month, 24 carat was at 10,762 on the 5th of October and on the 5th of November, we're at a 12,245. 22 carat on the 5th of October was 9,865 and 5th of November is 11,224. 18 carat was at an 8,072 and now we're at a 9,183. So, this is today versus last month. And moving on to the next slide, which is today versus last year. Now, this, viewers, of course, gives you a huge gap between the prices. Let's go on to 24 carat on the 5th of November last year, 8,024, this year 12,245. 22 carat last year was at a 7,355 and look at the jump, viewers, 11,224 this year. 18 carat was 6,018 and now we're at a 9,183. So, that, of course, viewers, is a comparison of today versus last year, and we've also given you a monthly comparison, a daily comparison. I have my guest Dr. Sharad Kohli joining me, who's a senior economist. Dr. Kohli, I was observing that there's a difference, there's a variation when it comes to different carats. How does that happen?
Good morning, Vaishali. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. Well, caratage difference happens because of 24 carat is the gold which is traded, at its full price. The gold which is traded in COMEX in New York, that is for 24 carat. Then as the impurity, because jewelry cannot be made with 24 carat, so we go down to 22 carat. Pure jewelry is made out of 22 carat. And then, of course, it goes down now 18 carat, 14 carat, even 9 carat is becoming quite popular because that costs you less. They mix up other metals in there. There's nickel, zinc, other things which are mixed, which are cheaper metals. So, to give, let it be gold and still be mixed with other metals, I think that's how the caratage matters. But what you're seeing right now, Vaishali, very important is that the New York mayor elections have been won by Mamdani. So, which means that the candidate Cuomo, being supported by President Trump, has been defeated. So, this will bring in a bit of a political uncertainty in the US because President Trump's approval ratings have already come down. It used to be peak at 47%. Now, even more than 47% at one point of time. Now it's down to 36%, which means he's not gathering popular votes. So when these global let's say American political uncertainty creeps in, you will find gold prices again going up, because they had gone down last evening when the voting had started to about $3,900. Now it has recovered again to 3950. So you know what I've been saying on your show for the last few days, Vaishali, is that the prices have sort of stabilized between 3,900 and around $4,000, 39, 3950, 4,000, 4,025. So it's moving in a range bound direction. It is obviously waiting for the next best trigger now, the big trigger, which can come either from a geopolitical front or it could come from a geo-economic front. Also, President Trump's tariff, you know, that hearing is going to come up in the US Supreme Court. So if Supreme Court scraps tariffs, I think you will see again uncertainty. In fact, the prices may crash to a certain extent, and if it is upheld, the prices will move up. So it's all dependent, Vaishali, on the news flow as to how the news pour in, which the factors which impact the gold prices.
Very interesting, Dr. Kohli, because a lot of us know that the gold prices are increasing.